The fact that his own Browning automatic rifles are turned against him, I think is a real problem here. Also worth noting, by the way, is that, oh, check it out, and now we do have our first Greyhound armored car, and I hate seeing this, unfortunately. Look at how fast this thing goes down. You know, I'm sure if you guys have never seen that before, for some reason you haven't watched my other Piospam videos, that is quite alarming that for relatively cheap, Pioneer squads can just completely eat a Greyhound armored car alive. Never, ever, ever try to counter these guys with Greyhounds. Or if you do, don't run them in there expecting them to kill everybody like they so often do. Normally, a Greyhound will just chase down Pioneers, no problem. But if you're going to be using Greyhounds against Pioneers, keep them at a distance. Treat these guys like they are Grenadiers, because for all intents and purposes, they are. You know, Grenadiers with Panzerschrecks, I mean. So here we can see a little bit of flamethrower action going on here. Still very effective, and these guys are forced to retreat. But there are just so many troops all across the field here. So the other thing I was going to say about landmines, they are useful. However, it is very, very easy. You can see these guys are going to take out that landmine. No, they don't quite step on it. Oh, are they going to go in? Is everybody going to get hit by this landmine? What's going to happen? Oh, landmine goes off. Lots of damage everywhere, but unfortunately, it's damage for everyone. Jeep is taking a lot of that damage too. He is now sprayed by fire. He's taking horrendous casualties. You can see how effective these flamethrowers are in close quarters. And it looks like, for the time being, GotBunkers is going to have no problem just pushing right on through here. What I was going to say is it's very, very easy for a Piospammer to just take one of his Pioneers and upgrade them to Minesweepers. And that will kind of counter mines for the rest of the game. So don't rely on... I think that the lesson to be learned here is, unfortunately, Jeep is treating this game like he does every other game, because this is a really good strategy. Like, what Jeep is doing right now is classic, awesome, brutal infantry strategies, early Brownings into M8s and things like that. These are all classic strategies, and unfortunately, the Piospam strategy, the way that we see GotBunkers doing it, completely counters it. Just brutally, brutally counters that build order. And that's kind of the lesson learned here. So you can see that he's turning his own Browning automatic rifles against them. He'll have no problem countering mines, and he has no problem countering countering Greyhounds. So, by the way, check these out. So he's got mines guarding the rear of this bunker, and this bunker is nasty. Oh, look at the positioning on this bunker. It's so sneaky. This bunker is just going to deny all access on this side of the map here. Combined with this bunker, that would have been great, but unfortunately the Greyhound took that out. I mean, fortunately for Jeep, he took that out. But so this Greyhound is being a lot more coy. You can see he's keeping his distance. He doesn't want to get in there. He does still have full upgrades, and he is trying to make good use of his Browning 50 caliber rifle. The rifle upgrade. Whoa, do you just see that shot just whip across the map there? It's like a mist that just went off in outer space for some reason. And no, we have the combination of Berger's Panzer Pioneers combined with a massive blob. This is absolutely no-man territory for Greyhound. Greyhound needs to get out of there, but definitely adding a single Berger's Panzer Pioneers with Panzerschreck Johann, that is this gentleman if you're not familiar with him. And no, I just call him that. I don't believe that's an official name at all. But still plenty of cool things going on here. By the way, if anyone ever wants to know the background on that, I used to, when I was first learning to play this game, I was playing as an armor commander, and every time I would make a Sherman Calliope, it felt like stormtroopers or grenadiers would just come up and start hitting me with Panzerschrecks. And so I would just freak out, and I'd be playing in team games, and I didn't know the names of all the units when I first started playing, so I would just be like, Bazooka Joes! Bazooka Joes are everywhere! And Bazooka Joes was just my idiot term for anything that was carrying something that could blow up a tank. Any infantry that was just kind of sneaking around everywhere. So I'd often scream, Bazooka Joes are all over me, just so that my allies would come and strafe, and that was my dumb term for it. And when I started casting games, I thought I might as well ascribe that to a single unit, and that was how Bazooka Joe was born. Bazooka Joe, by the way, for any international people who are not aware, that is actually an old type of bubblegum, like early 1950s on in the United States. It's still, I think it still is out there, but a type of bubblegum called Bazooka Joe. That's where it came from. So I don't think it had anything to do with military or bazookas. It was just a bubblegum name. So we do have the Greyhound armored car here. And by the way, note Jeep has got serious upgrades. He's got 16% health, 20% rate of fire, 15% damage. I think at least one of these has a new one that was out there, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I often forget these numbers, but I think one of these can be bumped up one if you check the stores. So, but trying to keep his distance here. Oh, look at how quick that is, though. He just skirted danger a little bit there and took about 2 or 3 Panzer Fausts and a single Panzer Schreck, and instantly takes out that Greyhound armored car. So, for the love of God, in future games, Jeep, please don't use any more Greyhounds in this type of matchup. I know it's a weird matchup. Your strategy is perfect and awesome in almost every other game, but in this particular game, of course, and I'm sure he's well aware of this, but you know, I feel bad sometimes grabbing these replays just off of public forums because I don't really have permission of either player. I'm just casting them, so obviously one player is going to lose the game, and so I probably catch them on their not their best day. But doesn't matter because Jeep is doing a phenomenally good job of keeping pace with this, despite the fact that he's using pretty much the mainly countered strategy against it. You can see the Armored Greyhound here is still out here. I mean, it's doing a lot of damage. It's frankly getting plenty of kills. It's just that he's trading Armored Greyhounds for packs of for, you know, a bunch of random kills off of Pioneers. So Pioneers all grouped up. I have yet to even point out these contracted Pioneers. You'll note there are 4 of them. Contracted Pioneers being a commander ability for the defense commander. They can be upgraded to have more gentlemen in their squad and better build speeds, but most importantly, they can be upgraded to build these bunkers so that they spawn right away with machine guns in them, or with medic bunkers right in them. So as you can see, boom, machine gun nest right there. And just take a look at the side of this. He's got really solid control. This is pretty much the mid-game section of the strategy for GotBunkers. GotBunkers, once he has control of most of the map, he kind of cements control. Pun intended. Get it? Bunkers made out of some. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I often think that I'm a lot funnier than I really am. But check out the power building of this Krieg barracks now, and now you can see he's moving directly into his mid-game strategy. His mid-game strategy includes cementing control over the battlefield using bunkers, and then getting at least a single anti-tank gun out there just to kind of put an end to any Armored Greyhounds. But as you can see, he honestly doesn't have that hard of a time. And check it out, just like I was hoping, he does have a single Minesweeper moving along with everybody else. And it looks like all of these guys are coming in for the kill. We're going to see if he can get the range on those Panzerfausts or not, but he's definitely just going to be chasing away this Greyhound armored car and just kind of retreating whoever takes damage. That's really the hard part about fighting. Whoa, look at that. The hard part about fighting Piospam is that it's so easy. If a player is really good at grabbing a group of them, tabbing to the wounded one like that, hitting T, and then retreating just the wounded one, it's very hard to ever kill anybody, especially since they tend to have an excess of munitions. Pretty much the only thing that Piospammers need is munitions, at least early game, because they want to upgrade flamethrowers, and they want to usually lay mines or build bunkers or, you know, weird things like that. They have so many munitions that they can even afford to use like health packs and stuff. In fact, the level 5 field Pioneers, I believe, has an area of effect healing ability. Those guys are really cool if you want to put them, move them along with a big group of your own Pioneers. It just heals them all up. Some random notes, things to think about. So repairing the Armored Greyhound, some more Flame Engineers come up. Unfortunately, these guys did not finish resupplying, it looks like. Everybody else kind of retreating. Hey, we got a sniper on the field now. Let's take a look here, and yes, thank you. It looks like Jeep has finally decided that he's not going to win this using his normal strategy and has back-teched a little bit. So now we finally get to see some snipers. So the sniper is kind of firing away here, but just, I mean, look at that. I mean, the sniper would have to fire all freaking day to take care of that. That is 7 guys. That is 14 Pioneers just standing out there. You know, at best, he can take out a single squad. But like I said, as soon as you take one casualty, just retreat that one guy. Again, you can see Browning automatic rifles, minesweepers, and flamethrowers. This is a deadly, deadly, deadly squad of Pioneers. And unfortunately, they've become all the better because of the fact that they have free Browning automatic rifle upgrades. That's not normally part of the Pioneer strategy, but it's a nice bonus if you can get them. So now we have, looks like Sniper mixed in with... where'd that other sniper go? There we go. 2 snipers mixed in with a bunch of regular old riflemen coming out here. This is definitely the kind of look and feel you want now, because the Brownings are going to do a lot of casualties, and the snipers can pick off squads as soon as they get down to one guy. But it does require a lot of micromanagement, because if you just let these snipers fire at whatever, chances are they're just going to hit squads that already have 2 men in them. You really want the snipers to finish off squads before they can retreat, if at all possible. Or at least have both snipers shoot the same squad and kill a squad with every volley. So this is exactly what he wants. This is a good position for Jeep, but unfortunately there are just so many burninating little guys out here. But this is the kind of battle that he wants to be fighting right now. You can see the snipers are taking some shots, but look at the Panzerfausts are going, taking out the Greyhound. These flamethrowers just are not dying. Look at these guys. They are so deadly. The fact that they're Vet 3, remember, gives them all sorts of bonuses to hit points and things like that. So really taking a lot of damage here. So even though that, oh, and of course, how could we forget that defense commanders have this reactive artillery ability? Ah! Oh, that's not good at all. Oh, rest in pieces. dear rifleman. So, but yeah, that's exactly why he has that ability, by the way. It's active at level 5, and boom, it's just exactly what you need, especially if you're being very aggressive, taking control of the map and using it sort of offensively. You can tell that he used that in his territory. The locust was somewhere around here, but of course that sprays all the way out into unfriendly territory. Single rifleman here, hoping to buy some time by capping this point, but you can see he's just so wounded. There's no way he could even compete with these Burgers Panzer Pioneers out there. I do love this Blitz anti-tank gun. I think is perfect in this strategy. That's really all he needs, is just one Blitz anti-tank gun. It can be sneaky, it can kind of hang out in the backfield, but it's perfect insurance against anything weird like a fast Sherman or something like that. Really, really cool. We got a little bit of camouflage going on here. Single anti-tank gun. Honestly, I mean, it's always a good cautious move to get an anti-tank gun, but at this point in the game, you know, obviously I'm Captain Hindsight here. I know that there are no vehicles in play for GotBunkers. Look at this, a mortar team coming out for him. I've never seen him make that, but hey, why not? I think what he's thinking now is that if he wants to win this by base destruction, all that stands between him and victory are these two machine gun emplacements. And so we've seen him in games past walk up with this Blitz anti-tank gun. Oh, look at that. There's the second mortar team there, Vet 3. Of course, since Pioneers vet up with the support crew, they do not vet up with infantry. They vet up with support crews. That means if you do happen to make machine guns or mortars, they're going to be Vet 3 as well, which is super duper. Super duper. So this guy was trying to take the munitions point, but to no avail. He's being chased off by a Greyhound armored car. But like I said, we've seen him in the past move this anti-tank gun up and use it to pick off bunkers and whatnot here. So, wow! Wow, look at that barrage. Oh, just a massive, massive barrage of Panzer Fausts. You can see that range upgrade, how effective that is. And these guys are just, they will just murder light vehicles. So do take that into mind. And the replay is over. Hey, there we go. So my cat just jumped up on my lap and said hello, and the replay is over, and rightfully so. I believe that Jeep is completely cornered in his base. So for those of you defense commanders out there who want to see more Pioneer Piospam replays, do check out GotBunkers. He's got a bunch of good replays up on gamereplays.org. And for those of you out there who hate Piospam, do watch these replays anyways, because it gives you a good idea what doesn't work. I hope we've kind of covered that today. So once again, I am HarlequinCoHO. If you enjoy this, do please feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, good night, good game, good luck.